You think you're prepared. 72 hours of food, water for a week, a go bag ready by the door, better than 90% of people, right? But what if everything you've built is already doomed to fail? What if the real threat isn't the disaster itself, but the plan you trusted to survive it? Because while millions are stacking canned goods and buying survival gear, the smartest, most powerful people in the world quietly did something completely different, and what they know will completely change how you see survival forever. This isn't about fear, it's about the uncomfortable truth. Real collapse doesn't happen the way you imagine. It stacks, it spreads, and it destroys plans exactly like yours in ways you never saw coming. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why your survival plan could fail in the first 24 hours, and the hidden flaw almost nobody talks about, until it's too late. You did everything right, at least that's what you've been told. You built your 72-hour kit, stacked food for weeks, maybe even months, stored water, bought a filtration system, maybe even a generator humming quietly in your garage. You've got a go bag ready by the door, routes mapped out, supplies organized, and for a moment, it feels good. Responsible. Safe. Like you're ahead of the chaos. Like when things go wrong, you'll be one of the few who actually make it through. And compared to most people, you are ahead. But here's the part no one tells you, the part that doesn't sell gear, doesn't get clicks, and doesn't fit into those clean, top 10 survival items lists. The biggest flaw in your survival plan isn't what you forgot to buy, it's the assumption you made before you bought anything at all. Because your entire plan is built around a version of collapse that almost never happens the way you imagine. You picked a scenario, maybe a blackout, maybe civil unrest, maybe a pandemic, and you optimized everything around that one picture in your head. Your food supply matches that timeline. Your route depends on those conditions. Your shelter assumes you're home, ready, and in control when it starts. But real collapse doesn't follow your script. It doesn't pick one lane. It stacks problems on top of each other until your plan, no matter how well thought out, starts to break in places you never tested. Imagine this, the power goes out. Simple. You've prepared for this. Flashlights charged, batteries ready, maybe even a generator. You feel confident. But within hours, that single problem starts pulling other systems down with it. Water treatment plants rely on electricity, so now water stops flowing. Within 48 hours, your tap runs dry. No water means no sanitation. Within days, disease risk starts climbing. Stores? They carry about 3 days of inventory. When trucks stop moving, because fuel supply gets disrupted or drivers stay home, those shelves empty fast. And when people get hungry, they don't stay calm. Hunger turns neighbors into variables. Desperation spreads faster than any virus. And suddenly, what started as a simple power outage becomes a layered crisis: water, health, food, security, all collapsing at once. Your plan was built for one problem. Reality just handed you 5. And this isn't theory, we've already seen it happen. In 2021, a single cyber attack on the Colonial Pipeline cut nearly half of the East Coast's fuel supply. Gas stations ran dry in days. Lines stretched for miles. Fights broke out at pumps. That was one failure point, lasting days, not months. Now imagine multiple systems failing together, for longer, with no clear end. This is where most plans start to crack, not because people didn't prepare, but because they prepared for a clean, predictable scenario that doesn't exist in the real world. And here's where it gets even more uncomfortable. Your plan assumes you're in the perfect position when everything starts. At home. Healthy. With your supplies within reach. Your family gathered. Your vehicle ready. Your route clear. But what if you're not? What if it starts at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday while you're sitting in an office 40 miles away from everything you've prepared? The lights flicker, then die. Your screen goes black mid-sentence. Emergency alerts scream across every phone in the room. For a moment, nobody moves. Then everyone has the same thought at the same time: get home. And just like that, the roads turn into parking lots. Thousands of people trying to do exactly what you're trying to do, all at once. Your supplies? Locked in your house. Your go bag? In your hallway closet. Your carefully planned route? It starts from your driveway, not from where you are right now. In that moment, your entire plan doesn't just weaken, it disappears. And this is where the illusion breaks. Because survival isn't just about what you have, it's about where you are, when it starts, and how fast reality moves against you. The truth is, most survival plans are designed in comfort, imagined in control, and tested in theory, but collapse happens in chaos, in uncertainty, and under pressure that degrades your ability to think, move, and decide. The version of you that built your plan, the calm, focused, prepared version, doesn't exist in a real crisis. The version that shows up is tired, stressed, running on adrenaline, making decisions with incomplete information and limited energy. And if your plan only works when everything goes right, then it doesn't work at all. That's the uncomfortable truth. Not that you're unprepared, but that you've been prepared for the wrong version of reality. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. So here's the truth, not the version that feels good, not the version that sells gear, but the version that actually matters when everything starts to fall apart. You don't need more stuff. You need a better system. Because survival was never about how much you can store, it's about how long you can function when everything stops working the way it should. And right now, most people watching this are sitting on a plan that works perfectly, until the moment it's actually tested. Not because you didn't try hard enough, but because you were solving the wrong problem. You were preparing for an event. But collapse isn't an event, it's a process. Slow in some moments, violent in others, unpredictable in all of them. And the people who understand that don't just prepare for impact, they prepare for adaptation. They build layers, not checklists. They think in systems, not scenarios. They don't ask, do I have enough food? They ask, what happens when the food runs out? They don't ask, where do I go? They ask, what if I can't get there? They don't assume strength, they plan for failure, injury, exhaustion, and uncertainty. Because in the real world, things don't break one at a time, they break together. And the only plans that survive are the ones flexible enough to bend without snapping. That's the difference. Not between prepared and unprepared, but between people who trust their plan, and people who test it until it breaks, then rebuild it stronger. Right now, you have a choice. You can close this video, feel a temporary sense of awareness, and go back to the same plan you had 20 minutes ago. The same plan that works in theory, but collapses under pressure. Or you can do something different. You can take the uncomfortable step that most people avoid, and actually stress test your plan. Not in your head, but honestly. Ask yourself the questions that matter. Where are you if this starts right now? Who knows what you have? What happens if your body fails you? And most importantly, does your plan survive not just the first week, but the 7th month? Because that's where most people lose. Not in the chaos of the beginning, but in the quiet, grinding reality that comes after. When supplies run low, energy fades, and hope starts to stretch thin. That's where systems matter more than stockpiles. That's where skills beat supplies. That's where adaptability becomes the only thing keeping you in the game. And if even one part of your plan didn't survive the scenarios you just imagined, that's not failure. That's clarity. That's the moment you stop pretending, and start preparing for real. Because the goal was never to feel prepared. The goal is to actually be prepared when it counts. And most people will never make that shift. They'll stay comfortable. Stay confident. Stay untested. But a small percentage of you'll fix the gap. Maybe not everything at once, but one flaw, one weak point, one blind spot, starting today. And that's all it takes. Because survival isn't built in one perfect plan, it's built in the willingness to question everything you thought was enough. So if this changed the way you see your own plan, even a little, then you're already ahead of where you were. But this is just the beginning. In the next video, we're going deeper into one of the most ignored, and most dangerous, mistakes people make: visibility. Because being prepared won't protect you, if the wrong people know about it. If you want the protocol, not the panic, subscribe now. Because every week, we're breaking down what actually works, before you're forced to find out the hard way.